Okay, we see some special concept about correcting errors. Now, we're going to talk about feedback during oral work. These are special features for feedback during oral work. Feedback in assessment or correction is very helpful during oral work. It is important that teacher do this anytime he consider or she considers this is possible. Teacher decides to do it, so depending on the stage of the lesson, the activity, the type of mistake made, or the particular student. This special character, teacher has to be careful with this when correcting students, because it will depend on the difficulty of the exercise or the kind of mistakes that student made. This also will depend on type of oral work teacher try to do. As I said before, there are two important exercise types during oral work. In error correction will depend if teacher wants to practice accuracy or fluency. That's what I said before. These two types of oral work should be decided to be done by teacher in some special characteristic or in some special time, depending on what he's trying to find on students. Let's talk about accuracy and fluency characteristics. It's important to establish difference between non-communicate, that is accuracy, and communicative fluency activities. The first one, accuracy, it can be used to ensure correctness, and the second one, that is fluency, should be done to improve language fluency on students. This is very important, and it's going to be explained by my partners later. For example, for accuracy, we can use the study of a piece of grammar or a pronunciation exercise. So we look for specific mistakes. When we look some specific mistakes, when you try to correct some specific mistakes on students, we can use accuracy to do it so. For fluency, we can ask the student to use language as fluently as possible. That's important. That's why it's important to know which kind of exercise teachers is trying to do with students. Some more accuracy and fluency characteristics. A teacher should know a student wants to expect him to give them feedback for their performance. But how to do it? There is a principle that can clarify this. This is very important, my friends. The immediate and constant correction of all error is not necessarily an effective way of helping course participants improve their English. This is a very important rule we have to know as future teachers to make error corrections. In accuracy activities, very important, it is part of the teacher function to point out and correct the mistakes the students are making. This is called teacher intervention, a stage where the teacher stops the activity to make the correction. As the chart said, when you are trying to do a accuracy exercise, teacher could stop the exercise to make corrections on students. Now, in fluency activities, teachers should not interrupt students in mid-flow to point out a grammatical, lexical, or pronunciation error. This is very important. When we when we program a fluency activities, teachers should wait the best moment to make error corrections. This will act as a switch, very important, helping the student to transfer learned language to the acquired story. This is said by Ellis in 1982. Or as a trigger, forcing the student to think carefully how to express what they want to say. What I mean with this, when teachers wait for the students to find a way to say things on the fluency exercise, he's doing some special characteristic for second language acquisition. That is learned and acquired, what is stored in the mind. Now, when processing language for communication processing language for communication in this point of view is the best way to process language for acquisition. It's what I tried to explain before when I said about switch and trigger. That's two important characteristics when for mental process the student can do in second language acquisition. Okay, teacher intervention on communicative activities should be as late as possible. This is very important characteristic, and we should remember when we're going to teach students at any level. Of course, this is very important. Teacher's intervention is necessary sometimes during communicative activities, especially when students' communication is at risk, or because it is the right moment to solve a problem. A teacher should find the best moment to correct a student. And as I said before, as late as possible. Okay, this will depend on how it's done and whom. We should know our student, and we should know who a student can I correct at determined moment, or one student I cannot do that. Okay, to resume, teachers should not react to absolutely every mistake that student makes because can demotivate students. It means judging just the right moment to correct. This is very important to remember, my friend. Okay, now about accuracy and fluency, my partners are going to explain it better.